Don't miss a second of this video. Madness is happening in the crypto market, and today will decide the fate of XRP Ripple. You're not ready for it. Today it will be decided. Will the SEC pump the price of XRP Ripple or not? Yes. It sounds strange, but this is exactly what all holders are hoping for. However, experts and the CEO of Ripple himself are not confused. They know exactly what will happen. They say the price of XRP Ripple coin could soar to $13,000 in a matter of days. Pretty cool, right? That video will blow your mind. Without further ado, let's dive in. Disclaimer: XRP just got the spotlight, tweeted Bale, and that might be an understatement. All eyes are now on Ripple and its native token as the SEC prepares for one of its most important moments in recent crypto history. The newly appointed SEC chair, Paul Atkins, is set to address the agency's crypto roundtable today, and speculation is already swirling that Ripple could take center stage. The buzz isn't coming out of nowhere. According to prominent market commentator Brett on X, insiders suggest that Atkins is preparing to spotlight XRP and Ripple as examples of regulatory clarity and responsible innovation, an astonishing shift considering the SEC's years-long legal war against the company. What was once a symbol of regulatory overreach might now become the blueprint for how digital assets are evaluated in the United States. And the tone has definitely changed. Atkins, who's described his leadership as a new day for the SEC, has hinted at moving the agency away from its previous enforcement-heavy stance. His rhetoric, along with similar statements from Ripple's chief legal officer, Stuart Alderodi, suggests a pivot toward regulation that fosters growth instead of stifling it. That shift could not come at a better time, not just for Ripple, but for the entire crypto sector longing for clarity. It's impossible to talk about Ripple's journey without recognizing how bruising the legal battle has been. The SEC filed its case in late 2020, sending shockwaves through the crypto world and plunging XRP into uncertainty. What followed was years of court proceedings, fierce debate, and market hesitation. But Ripple fought back. And in 2023, the court finally ruled that XRP sales on secondary markets did not qualify as securities transactions. It was a watershed moment, not just a legal win, but a vindication. As Ripple navigated that battle, it didn't just defend itself, it expanded. The company deepened its global presence, launched blockchain-based solutions for central banks, and inked partnerships with financial giants like Santander and Bank of America. While the SEC tried to paint it as a threat to investors, Ripple was steadily building the very thing regulators claim to want: compliant, enterprise-grade crypto utility. Now, with Paul Atkins at the helm, there's a chance that Ripple's efforts will be publicly recognized as the model. If that happens, if the SEC truly does hold up XRP as an example of regulatory success, it would mark a stunning reversal of tone. More than that, it would send a powerful signal to the market that the rules of engagement for crypto in the US are finally evolving. Elon Musk's parody account might have said it best, albeit tongue-in-cheek. The SEC owes the XRP community billions for all the stress and damages. The community, after all, stood by as their asset was vilified, delisted, and scrutinized, only to emerge with new credibility and legal strength. Now that same community watches as XRP moves from courtroom controversy to potential regulatory gold standard. What's at stake today isn't just a mention or a headline. It's a chance for the SEC to rewrite the narrative, to prove that innovation and regulation don't have to be at odds. If Ripple is indeed acknowledged as a leader in compliant crypto development, it could pave the way for a more thoughtful approach to the entire digital asset ecosystem. And in that moment, XRP wouldn't just reclaim its place in the spotlight. It would help define what responsible crypto looks like in a post-litigation world. The story of Ripple and the SEC has been long, messy, and emotional. But now it might just be turning into a story of redemption and leadership. I bet you're excited about this, and trust me, it's only getting more interesting. With the SEC's tone shifting and Ripple finally getting the recognition it deserves, crypto insiders are already sounding the alarm. XRP isn't just making a comeback. It could be gearing up for a massive breakout. You're going to want to see what's coming next because it might just blow your mind. So for those who held on through the storms, the moment they've been waiting for might finally be here. As Steph put it on X, Congratulations to every XRP holder that didn't give up. We're about to get rich now. That kind of confidence isn't just optimism, it's backed by a wave of predictions that are turning heads across the crypto space. After years of legal hurdles and market skepticism, XRP is once again testing crucial levels. But this time, the conversation isn't just about price resistance or market cap. It's about revolution. From $27 to $120 and even 10,000 XRP, the predictions are bold and unapologetic. Y dropped a bomb when he said XRP to 27, then $120. Zach Richter took it even further, saying XRP is the next Bitcoin but on steroids. $10,000 XRP is possible. And then came King XRP, quoting Forbes, and raising the bar to a jaw-dropping $58,000 per coin. It sounds wild until you remember that Bitcoin once went from pennies to tens of thousands. The spark behind this surge in confidence, a combination of changing regulatory winds, XRP's growing role in global finance, and a strong community that's weathered the worst. Crypto commentator Barry C. recently broke it down. Once XRP hits $100, he believes it could shoot up to $1,000, simply because people will want in on the future of money. That tipping point, when $100 no longer seems expensive, could trigger a fear of missing out fueled rally, unlike anything we've seen. It's deja vu for early Bitcoin watchers. Back when Bitcoin was under $100, few believed in its future, but the doubters eventually became the buyers. The same could now happen with XRP. In fact, some see Ripple not just mimicking Bitcoin's trajectory, but surpassing it. One of the most intriguing forecasts comes from crypto researcher Ashley Prosper, who explored XRP's future and phases. According to Ashley's model, Phase 1 could bring XRP to $500, driven by regulatory clarity and expansion of Ripple's on-demand liquidity system. Phase 2 could see it hitting $2,500 as more financial institutions adopt XRP Ledger. And in Phase 3, if XRP becomes embedded in traditional finance globally, it could reach $13,000. Beyond that, as part of a core global monetary infrastructure, $20,000 or more becomes a serious conversation. Of course, price predictions in crypto often walk a fine line between vision and hype. But what sets the XRP community apart is the why behind their belief. It's not just price. They see a fundamental transformation in how money moves across borders, how liquidity is accessed, and how digital assets are woven into global finance. As Edo Farina said in his tweet, "You're so lucky." Maybe he's right. Because if XRP's story is only beginning, we could be witnessing one of the most explosive chapters in crypto history. And now it's time to talk about partnerships. And this one comes straight from the top. Yes, the CEO of Ripple himself is speaking out, and what he's saying could change everything. This isn't just another press release. It's a powerful confirmation that Ripple's global influence is expanding fast. And when the man leading the charge starts dropping hints, you know it's serious. This is another bullish signal you don't want to miss. So Ripple's CEO, Brad Garlinghouse, recently reinforced a key point that has been at the heart of Ripple's success. XRP is not just a token, but a bridge that powers transactions for some of the world's largest financial institutions. In a recent statement, Garlinghouse highlighted the growing global adoption of XRP, particularly its role in improving the speed and cost effectiveness of cross-border payments. With a strong focus on banks, financial institutions, and payment providers, Ripple's enterprise solutions are reshaping the global payments landscape. Ripple, the company, works with banks and financial institutions. Garlinghouse explains, we use the XRP ledger, and we use the token XRP to facilitate transactions. This distinction between Ripple as a company and XRP as the token is crucial, yet often misunderstood. Ripple isn't just a tech company. It's the bridge between traditional finance and the blockchain revolution, enabling real-world institutional use of XRP for large-scale transactions. One of the most significant drivers of XRP's potential price surge is its growing use as a bridge currency in cross-border transactions. Traditional banking systems, though reliable, are slow and costly, especially when it comes to international money transfers. XRP, on the other hand, allows for faster, cheaper, and more efficient transactions, bypassing many of the intermediaries that slow down the process in legacy systems. Ripple's strategic focus on the Asia-Pacific region has proven particularly effective in demonstrating the utility of XRP. As Garlinghouse pointed out, around 40% of Ripple's payment flows come from this region, with the company's clients, predominantly banks, and financial institutions relying heavily on XRP to facilitate international payments. The integration of Ripple's technology in countries like the Philippines, Vietnam, and Indonesia through partnerships such as those with SBI Holdings is already proving the power of XRP as a bridge for institutional payments. For instance, SBI Holdings, a major Japanese financial institution, has been leveraging Ripple's technology to improve the speed and affordability of cross-border payments. The integration of XRP allows SBI to reduce transaction fees and eliminate the need for multiple intermediaries, speeding up the process and lowering costs significantly. This application is particularly important in remittance corridors, regions that rely heavily on international money transfers, like Southeast Asia. By using XRP as a bridge currency, these payments can be completed almost instantaneously, ensuring that recipients receive funds more quickly and at a lower cost. This level of institutional adoption and real-world utility is one of the most significant factors that could drive XRP's price to new heights. As more banks, financial institutions, and payment providers embrace XRP as a bridge currency, its demand will surge. And with the growing institutional interest in blockchain-based solutions for global payments, XRP could very well become the backbone of international finance in the coming years. And now, just when we thought things couldn't get any more interesting, the whales are making moves you need to see. They've been quietly pulling strings behind the scenes, and it looks like they're setting up for something huge. They thought we wouldn't catch on, but we did. What they're doing now could be the next big bullish signal for XRP. So the world of crypto is full of surprises, and recently, it's been XRP whales that are catching everyone's attention. A massive transfer of 150 million XRP, worth over $380 million, moved between unknown wallets, and it has set off a wave of speculation. Blockchain Tracker Whale Alert was the first to flag this jaw-dropping transaction, and the crypto community immediately began asking, who's behind this and why now? While the specifics of the transaction remain unclear, there are a few important things to note. The fact that the sender and receiver remain unknown suggests that this transfer could have been an over-the-counter deal, which is often conducted outside of public exchanges. These types of transfers are usually high stakes and aimed at keeping the market from reacting too strongly to large buy or sell orders. However, it's not just about the transfer itself, but rather the underlying patterns that are emerging from whale activity on the XRP network. Crypto analysts have observed a steady increase in whale activity on the XRP network over the past few weeks. According to Ali, a well-known crypto analyst, large holders, often referred to as whales, have been moving substantial amounts of XRP in and out of wallets in a way that suggests something bigger is at play. The sheer volume of XRP being shifted hints that these whales are preparing for something significant, perhaps laying the groundwork for a bigger market move. Why is this so important? Well, in the world of cryptocurrency, whales have immense power. Their movements can make or break the market. When whales decide to buy, hold, or sell en masse, it's often a precursor to a major price shift. Given the amount of XRP being moved, many are speculating that these whales might be positioning themselves ahead of something big, whether it's a broader market rally or a catalyst tied to Ripple's ongoing developments. And the only question remaining is, what are your thoughts on that? Are you bullish